Good afternoon, Lions Club.
Hi, Steve.
How's everybody? Doug Harvey says the microphone isn't loud enough. He wants me to yell into it.
Oh, hi.
Yeah. Kathy?
I would like to start off with something that's rather sad. I don't know, Mr. President Leroy. I'm feeling sorry. I don't know how many of you watched the program, My 600-Pound Life.
Yeah.
I once was enough. But on the other side of the quarter is anorexia. And I just lost a very nice, sweet friend to anorexia. So I think maybe besides 600-Pound Life on TV, we should also have a program for those who have the other mental disorder of being anorexic. When you're 5'10" and weigh 80 pounds, you've got issues.
Mr. Doug Harvey. President.
Catch us.
Well, once again, I'm happy to we've all had a chance, a lot of us anyway, to attend some of the other Lions installations. And the Early Birds Club picked their theme as Hawaiian. So Passenger Governor Mine and I got together. We decided to do a Hawaii 5-0 installation. Everybody had a alias such as Falsy Frida or Avocado John. Avocado John was called that because he always had avocado in his front pocket. But the key, the good one, all those that know Dean Tackle, right?
Yeah.
Next time they say him, his name is now Taco Bell.
I'm going to bring a snare drum and a
Had a
hi-hat.
dollar contribution, or did you get fined for that one?
So I can. I'm going to do a
Here
rim
to
shot. I'm
say
going to bring
today
one.
is Mark Gills.
Let's give you lots of opportunities for it.
Acting early, President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, $5 today. First, I was informed on Thursday afternoon that I will be going to swim to help the son on projects of the Capitol. So I spent Friday, Saturday, and Sunday mowing on the tractor, fixing plumbing, building a deck, all sorts of fun stuff up there. Survived. By the time we meet again, because I understand we aren't meeting next Tuesday.
We are not.
We're not. By the time we meet again in 2 weeks, a friend of mine and friend of many of you here, Al Hunt, will be an international tournament. I usually like to joke with Terry Woodruff. I don't know if Terry's here today. Terry's in the back. I usually like to joke about our anniversary because we share the same date, but I'm not going to do that. Since it is a milestone, 40th anniversary for Ellen and I, July 7th, coming up on that. Looking forward to that. The sad part of that is I had originally planned on taking her to Hawaii for 2 weeks, but that's passing. It's all on hold till another time. And finally, for the ongoing saga of my birth family search, got DNA results for a first cousin, Lynn, has pretty much now confirmed that Vern is either my father or my uncle, and Vern is in the process of submitting his, so I should know shortly.
Good stuff, Mark. Lion Mike has made it here today.
Yes, I am here. President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, I have $2 today. One happy, one sad. The sad one is if you have looked over here, you notice that Mara is not here today. She is ill. The happy one is I went to the doctor yesterday and the doctor did not hear anything in my lungs, so that means that I'm probably healed. That's all.
Well, if we knew that, we would have made you stand up.
Wouldn't you be surprised?
Yes. Lion Jim.
I have a few dollars. One, I just realized I need to announce today. Oh, President, what's his name? Leroy, whatever. Most Honorable President, Federal Lions and
we'll
Guests.
train you.
That one of those dollars there. When you talk about not meeting next week, now I have to announce on I can't remember. On July 1st, I will be celebrating my 59th wedding anniversary.
All right, 59.
The applause should go to my wife, but I also have some bucks in there. We went down to California for 8 days and just got back yesterday. We traveled all over, saw a lot of friends, but we're down there for a memorial service for a neighbor of 44 years. We were very close. We're going back in the first part of July for a memorial service for a high school buddy. Not a good month, but am I going to pay more money here? One thing we very definitely agreed upon, my wife and I, going back to California reinforced the fact that we made a good move to come to Washington. The place is grungy and anyway, we're glad. We are now, whether you guys agree or not, official Washingtonians.
You almost killed the battery with that one. Lion Mike.
King Lion Leroy, Phillips and guests. This information dollar. Many of you in here know that there are 4 screening mini units around. Bowman, Chewelah, Paulsboro, and Marysville. They're getting a 5th one, and it's going to go in this district. So they'll be looking for somebody to take responsibility for it. Steve Patterson has already told me no way. So if you get a call, they'll need somebody to drive it, somebody to store it.
Thank you, Mike. Zone Chair Maryland.
Is it President Leroy or Acting President one more time?
I'll take both.
Fellow Lions and Guests. I have a happy daughter. Our daughter from Ohio and her son, Jack, who is 14, are coming out July 1st through the 9th. So we'll show up at the lake. Maybe we can put them to work. I don't know.
You have a grandson, 14?
I have one older than that. Whoa. And then I have one that's not quite 2. I mean, come on, these kids are just keep going. At this point, this dollar is just going in the bucket because I can't remember why I have it.
Very good. Better late than never. Hal Palmer.
Almost President Leroy. This is not official. Fellow Lions guest. The first one is my brother is visiting my daughter in Florida. What's up with that? Yeah. He's uncle, that's right, that's it. And the second happy dollar, if anybody can tell, I haven't shaved for 2 days.
Cat died?
Yeah, the cat died, that's right. On Thursday, I go on my first cruise as a crew on a Beneteau 34 up to Anacortes. And everybody else on there already has a beard, so I'm trying to get a head start.
It's feeling in really good so far. Lion Carrie Ann Botero.
Acting President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests. I have a sad dollar, and it may be talking about the same person Kathy was talking about, but those of you that know Megan Evans, she's visited she passed away yesterday. And so please keep her family in your thoughts and prayers.
Thank you, Carrie Ann. Greg Burr.
Thanks. Yep. Okay, great.
President Acting Leroy, fellow Lions and guests. Hey, is that boat you're going to go on called the Minnow? 3-hour tour. This is a happy dollar to see Mike Boland back today. When he gets pneumonia or something like that, it can be ridiculous.
Thank you, Greg. Lion Gina.
I don't know if you guys heard that or not, but President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, I have a happy dollar. I made it back from vacation. We did go branding. It was fun. I wish I'd have gone 6 years ago when I was first asked. And we came back through Yellowstone. Unfortunately, this is the sad dollar. On our way back, we got word that my father-in-law was in the hospital, and he was taken through the ER, so it was really hurry back kind of thing. But he's recovering, he's in the hospital, he's gonna get better. And the other dollar is, yesterday, we got to babysit our 2-month-old grandson all day by ourselves, didn't get much done, got a lot of playing done, but that's about it. But it was truly a blessing.
Thank you, Gina. And we, guys, since we're not having a meeting next week, we're gonna happy hour or happy tail twister hour can extend a little bit. So do remember that we're missing next week here. So let's make all the happy dollars happy $2.
But we do have things to do.
Holly Harvey.
Acting President Leroy from the Lions and Guests, I think it's a happy dollar. We're going to miss Doug's birthday next week, July 1st. Somebody else had something happening on July 1st. 73. And I'm only 43.
And he doesn't look a day over 72 and a half.
Yeah.
Hi, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Hi, I'm John Claypool. Okay. Age before beauty. Beauty parade.
Presiding Officer Leroy, fellow Lions, yes, I've got a happy dollar and a sad dollar. The happy dollar is that Eileen and I are going to the beach tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
The sad dollar is searching the wisdom I have. We decided to go about 3 weeks ago. It was 90 degrees, and I called and said it's going to be perfect at the beach. So we wind up going the 2 coldest days in June with rain.
Yeah. That's the way it goes around here.
Now, John Claypool.
Thank you, Tail Twister Steve. Acting President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, the first thing I'm going to do is give most of you a lesson. In the olden days, when we had a project and we had a work party, we used to pass around a sign-up sheet. Isn't that a crazy idea? So, I think I have permission from Lion Louis Fickett to pass around a sign-up sheet for the Pioneer Lions kids races. Now the way this works, it never did before, but the way it works is you start at this table and go to that, and then somebody's smart enough to pass it from that table, and it comes up this table, and then it goes, you get it? Are we getting it? Okay. That's my first happy button.
John, does it take you all the way around by July the 4th?
That was the problem, but this is a very short list and you can read everybody's names in 2 seconds. My other happy dollar is in hopes that, as Jim said, this does make it around during the meeting.
Where is the next one coming from? Well, Cindy Pickett looks like she's packed in some extra dough today. Lion Cindy Pickett.
Acting President Leroy, soon to be president, members and guests, I'm giving $2 because I was able to go with my granddaughter who's getting married on August 31st, so we got to shop for a dress. And she's getting married the day I come back from my cruise.
I knew there was something.
So I get in port at 7, catch the train at 9, to get here by 12-ish, to get out to La Center by, I'm not sure when the wedding is done. It'll be fun.
Thank you, Cindy. Louis Pickett.
Acting President Leroy, friends and guests,
I guess this is the please dollar for donations for the vision screener. I'm still looking for donations. So thank you.
Lion Reed.
Hey, Phil. President Leroy, fellow Lions and honored guests. I've got three $2 happy dollars. My wife is now certified in making cotton candy.
Hey!
Second happy dollar, $2. My son and I are now certified with kettle corn. And then the last $2 is what we learned making kettle corn. Bob and Louie are passionate about kettle corn. We also learned more about what don't do this. Sounds like they have some experience. Awesome, Reed. That checked off all the boxes right there. Good job.
Well, look who made it. Mr. David Smith, what do you have to share with us today? I'll get that.
So he's way back past Kelly down.
President, or acting President Leroy, yes, fellow Lions and honored guests. It's good to see all of you, to be honest with you. We all go through trials and different things, but the best thing is I'm going to say it, is the best thing is give it to God and, move on. And I'm going to say happiness for each and every one of you. And I'm going to give a rousing rendition of God Bless America. Anyway. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Yeah, thank you, David. Thanks, David.
Is this for us, Dave? Good job. Got all the high notes that time. David Smith hitting all the high notes. Dwayne Smith.
Acting President Leroy, all Lions and guests, I'm honored to have a musically talented brother. And my other dollar is happy that I had a nice 2-week vacation in Idaho. To see one of my 2 children and 3 of my 6 grandchildren and 3 of my 5 great-grandchildren.
Wow.
Awesome. Okay, do we have any back row happiness going on? Oh, I see Skip. Skip found some happiness. Either that or he's reaching. What's he reaching in his pocket for if he's not? Oh, he does look happy now. Flying Skip.
President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, we have the excitement of meeting our first grandchild on an ultrasound last Friday.
Yeah. His first
right.
grandchild on the ultrasound. Okay.
Any other happy dollars here? Did I miss anybody?
George.
Raider.
Lion Donna.
President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, I'm happy because we have 1 10-pack, 1 9-pack, and they're all sold.
All right.
Okay, remember, no meeting here next Tuesday, but we will see everybody at the lake, I'm assuming. Is that correct? I'll be there. Beer gardens.
President to be in waiting Leroy. Fellow Lions guests, I came here so Doug Hall would have a chance to see me. I'm happy he did. Also a happy buck for the Jesuits rescheduling me on July 2nd to an early shift so I could go to dinner on my birthday, hey, July 2nd. And Hal Palmer doesn't remember this.
We call it happy birthday song?
Well, Hal's going to back me up in an off-key version later. About 20 years ago, when Hal turned 64, he made a joke about feeling like a dyslexic 46-year-old. Well, I'm going to be feeling like a dyslexic 77-year-old on Tuesday.
Love it. Okay, one last piece of good news before we hit the big table here. This is my last time being a tail twister this year. President Leroy, yes, this has been a blast. 20 happy dollars. And enjoy the next round. Landfill.
President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, first a happy dollar for our tail twister training program. It turns out it only takes 1 year to teach a tail twister how to pronounce Gina. I'm really thankful for that.
I had 51 weeks.
Yeah. Second happy dollar is that Scott Skinner is here today. I've been carrying around his new member packet and badge for a very, very long time, and I finally get to get rid of that out of my briefcase. Thank you, Scott. The third dollar is a little more sedate. Last week, well, we were going to have a Christmas baby for a great granddaughter, and last week the pregnancy had to be ended. The baby was not viable, so our family has been doing some mourning.
You got it. Okay. Oh, yeah. Hey, I have to remember. All rise. Okay, that works.
Those hangovers are terrible, aren't they, Steve?
Yeah. Leading us into vacation today will be Steve Patterson.
Heavenly Father, thank you so much for allowing us to gather here today as Lions and guests. We welcome all of the friends that have come and attended. We hope that the food we eat today will strengthen our bodies for the service that we give to you and to each other. Amen.
Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Tom. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And our song will be led by Phil. Country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of thy pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside, let freedom ring. Oh, that sounds really good. Thank you. So, next up, according to my list, is the introduction of guests. So who gets to do that these days?
That would be Lloyd.
Oh, hi Lloyd, you're up.
He has a guest here today.
President Leroy, Lions and guests.
Oh.
My guest today is Rose Dickinson. Rose's son was one of our Boy Scouts back about 19, 20 years ago. Rose just recently retired. She's looking for some kind of volunteer work.
And Doug has a guest today.
President.
President Leroy, fellows Lions and guests, we have a visitor from the Hazelville Lions, Doug Hall. Now,
Not to be stretchy walk, if he's bringing a check, is he gonna participate in our golf tournament? We're getting money from him.
Okay, Marilyn, you have a couple guests here?
Yes, President Leroy, fellow Lions and guest, yes, I would like to introduce my friends from Zone 2, Zone Chair Helen Sutphin, she and I have been side by side for this year, and her husband, Past District Governor Terry Sutphin. They are from Fort Vancouver Club. And what else? That's about it for now. Zone Chair for how many more days?
Countdown zone. That appears to be it. Is it? Okay, thank you. Welcome guest. So next up, we're going to have announcements. Got sign-ups over here. Would Craig Swanson like to tell us what we need and implore you guys to sign up? The traveling microphone.
I haven't checked recently on here, but King Lion, Leroy. Fellow Lions, honored guests. And you, Lloyd. There's a lot of areas to sign up for still, and so we need some fill-ins. So if you can donate some time, I know a lot of you have already signed up, add a second shift. If you haven't signed up, add one shift. But it's going to be busy, so unless it rains, I guess. But let's not hope for that one. Anyway, okay, we're pretty well set, so let's just look at the weather and hopefully all the people will come pouring in. Thanks.
And if you didn't have enough to do on that day, following up will be Bob Jensen telling us about the other opportunity for you to sign up for.
President Leroy, fellow members and guests, first the word about parking at the lake. Allow yourself time to find someplace to park and jog your half mile to get to the wagon on time for your shift to start. Still got a lot of openings. I know it's going to be a tough, we're spread so thin. One shift's not going to cut it. You're going to have to help us out and do a couple, either one beer garden, one at the lake or something. So help us out if you can. At the end of this meeting, I'm going to give Gail Bradford and Sue Skinner a copy of Bradley, I'm sorry, excuse me. A copy of the list, the sign-up sheet, and they're going to be calling, so, and they know where you live, so if you don't answer your phone, they're going to be hooking you up.
Thank you. Steve's got something else? Craig's got something else?
President Leroy, Lions and guests. If you're going to be working the shift at the beer garden, we'll come in off for parking for the workers, come in off the Washington Way side. Bill will be there, gate guard, he'll let you in, and everybody else has to park out across the street. If you want to park across the street, you can't do it. It's free. There's no charge for parking, so, but it's handier, I think, if you park right behind the conference center there or in that lot. So, any questions? Ask me.
Okay. Next up, Craig Firth.
President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests. This is the last few days where we're waiving the initiation fee for Lions Clubs International. So if anybody out there that's thinking about joining or whatever, I need to have their application by Thursday at the board meeting. So please get those in. Second of all, I've got these pins back here. A lot of pins to go through. A lot of people like the colors, whatnot. If you find what you like, there's an envelope there for the money. And third of all, there's a card back there for the Don Brent family. Remember, Don passed away here a week or so ago and got a card to go around. I'm gonna go pick it up. If you haven't signed it, raise your hand and I'll get it signed.
Next up is Louis Fickett.
President Leroy, fellow friends again. Where is my list that John Claypool started for the kids race? So let's keep that moving. And sign, is it full? Okay, I want it filled up because, all right, the kids race, very important, and they all enjoy it. And you'll enjoy it too.
I gotta get this done before she leaves.
Okay. Next up is Terry Woodruff. When does she leave?
Quarter till.
The quarter? Okay.
King Lion Skip, oh, no, you're not. King Lion, acting King Lion Leroy, fellow Lions and guests. Yeah, the golf tournament's coming up too. Since we won't have, this guy's playing over here? Play ace. Okay, anyway, now you ruined my concentration, so I at any rate, golf tournament on the 13th. Next week, if we're not meeting here, you're only going to have one other week to sign up for me. And there's not too many people that I need, maybe 6 or 8 people to help me on sign-ups. But there is a sheet over there on the table, sign-up sheet, if you want to sign up this week. Otherwise, it's going to be really fast for on the 8th, I guess. So anyway, thanks a lot for all your help and all your and for Skip here. If anybody's got questions, always ask Skip.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's a
man.
He knows it. Next will be Sunshine Committee. Gail.
Lion Gail Bradley.
Thank you. President
Leroy.
fellow Lions and guests. Charlie Gord is attending his grandmother's funeral back in
Fargo, North Dakota.
Fargo, North Dakota. And I heard that Jim Waters' brothers passed away. So, and then, of course, the Donna Brett's family, he's doing the card for them, so we will get this taken care of.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gail.
And then Zone Chair Marilyn Patterson.
Again, President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, this is my last week as zone chair, so yeah, it's a good thing. Sometimes it's bittersweet, but we're keeping it at home because zone chair Cindy will be next week and she'll be this title. Anyway, I just want to thank all of you for the participation that you have done this year and support for me. And we have been so busy, I wanted to review the spring conference. We had several participants, and pioneers are usually pretty strong in that. So I wanted to recognize, I think he's going to be recognized again, but Steve participated, Steve Patterson, for a humorous story, and Bob Jussin, who participated with a 5-minute speech talking about the new kettle corn machine. And I know that Tom Fulton and Leroy, they've all been honored. But again, I wanted to thank them because they helped Bob get that put together. Is there anyone else I'm missing on that little team? Doug. I'm sorry. No, not on the kettle corn. Okay. And then I wanted to recognize Doug Harvey because he jumped in for musical performance.
That was music?
Yeah.
No, that's me.
And, you know, there wasn't a lot of competition, so he gets to go to MD-19. I don't know if they're going to perform or not, but yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3 recognition. And also, I think I mentioned, but my Zone newsletter also won an award. And I have a patch for our club banner. Dolly will get that on our banner for us. And I also entered Lions in Action photo contest, which involved the ice cream wagon over at Highlander Days. And so no one else knew about that contest. I think I mentioned it before, but it's a pretty good picture. So it's going to be going up to ND19 as well and compete up there next fall. So I'm excited about that. So I just wanted to thank everyone for participating. And on the note of membership, Our zone is currently sitting at +1, but I believe I have 3 or 4 clubs yet to report their membership reports by this Friday, so that could change. Pioneers, you have been really strong in leadership in that area too, because you've held this zone together by continuously gaining new members for our club. So I wanted to thank you for that. Also, thank you, Cindy, for participating at Spring Conference. She deserves an award. She essentially set up and ran the raffles, and I believe that Louie helped her a lot with that. But thank you, Cindy, for doing that for our Spring Conference.
And I'd like to take a second. How about the enthusiasm of our zone chair this last year? Unbelievable. She's retired from her day job and took this on with the most gusto I've ever seen anyone take the job on. So congratulations, Mary.
My joy. I forgot one more thing. My guest over here, my fellow zone chair, Helen, involving the contests and awards, has a few things to say about it too.
Good day, y'all.
Just get going on
I want to second a thank you for your participation in the conference. It's a momentous job to do. I am your MD19G Contest and Awards Chair. And starting next month, I'll be hitting all of the clubs and the zones meetings to recruit people to participate, of which very few people follow my direction. Very few people sign up, including Terry. However, the best laid plans of my cement often go astray. And in printing up the certificates, I neglected one. And of all of them that you can neglect, some people you say, well, tough luck. However, for Steve Patterson, for humorous story, I have a certificate and a banner patch. And for your zone chair entering the photo contest that absolutely very few people know about, a banner patch. There we go.
Yay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next up, we're going to have the awards. Steve Patterson, you're up.
Yes, I am standing. President Leroy and guests, before she leaves, Sandy Cat, would you come forward, please? The awards committee is terribly embarrassed. Back in November of 2018, that was last year, ladies and gentlemen, Phil presented a special award to Sandy for her outstanding reader's performance up at Columbia Heights Elementary. At the same time, we made her Unsung Lion of the Month. So, Sandy, with humble apologies, you are the Unsung Lion of the Month for November 2018. Found that the other day.
I'll just pass it off.
Now let's move on to actually May 2019. Our rookie is not here. However, the Unsung Lion of the Month, and we sing her praises highly, as I do all the time. Marilyn, could you come forward, please?
That's for putting up with you, Steve.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
What'd I get? What for?
Unsung Lion of the Month.
Scholarships.
Scholarships.
All right. Thanks.
And Lion of the Month for all of her efforts during the White Cane days, Jane Gurdon. Jane is not here? Oh, doggone it, okay. Okay, we'll step back a month and recognize a Rookie of the Month for April of 2019, Ryan Littlefield. I think I saw Ryan come in.
I'm sorry.
Ryan, come on up, please.
Speech. Come on, Ryan.
Congrats, man.
So you gotta stand next to Steve, because still.
Gotta find out why. I gotta find out why. There we go. Good job, buddy. Now to this fun business. And Scott, I know you've waited a long time for this, but we'd like to have you come forward with your sponsor, and we'll do a proper induction.
I'm here to make sure you don't run out the back door.
Seriously.
Okay, you're going to pin that on.
Oh, I like that.
Just sticking.
Yeah. It doesn't need a back.
Yeah, you got a second page there, Steve.
Hold that, please.
Don't blow it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Pioneer Lions, we're welcoming here today into our membership Scott Skinner. Membership in our Lions Club, or any Lions Club, is a privilege. You're joining a group of 1.4 million men and women worldwide, 46,000 clubs in 210 countries. Our history dates back to 1917, when Lions Clubs International was formed by a Chicago businessman, Melvin Jones. He believed that local business clubs should be working for the betterment of their communities and the world at large. We're especially dedicated to serving the blind after Helen Keller challenged our members to be Knights for the Blind in the crusade against blindness during the 1925 convention in Cedar Point, Ohio. Our motto, "We serve," perfectly exemplifies the dedication to helping those in need. Your membership will help carry on the tradition for many years to come. The candle that you hold in your hand I'm starting to have those issues. Is a symbolic gesture for your dedication to that fight against blindness. Okay, Doug?
Since you have expressed a desire to become a member of this club, I want to ask you to respond to my words with a simple "I do." Nothing else. I do. Do you accept membership in this club knowing that you are encouraged to actively participate in all the club functions?
I do.
Say it louder so I can hear you.
I do.
Sign him up.
Right over the table.
To the best of your ability, will you abide by the Lions Code of Ethics, attend meetings, contribute to the programs of your club, district, and Lions Club International?
I do.
Now, by the power vested in me by the Lions Club International, I now declare you officially a member of this club. Your sponsor will now present you with a Lions lapel pin and membership kit, which signifies your membership. gotta do it too?
Do it.
No, not your sponsor pin.
That's your sponsor pin. You get the pin already set. Here, give it to me, I'll pin it. You can keep the clip, you won't need it.
I'm just gonna poke him.
Oh. Now I'm gonna ask your sponsors, right? You can answer my words with a simple, I will. Stop that.
I will.
All right. Will you fulfill the following obligations? Be a mentor to your new line.
I will.
I will.
Make your new member feel welcome.
I will.
I will.
Introduce them to other club members.
I will.
I don't blame you. Now, you're going to receive a temporary red badge.
Yay! There's your badge.
Well, there's something attached to it. Until you complete 4 tasks. At that time, once you complete those 4 tasks, you get your blue badge. Do you know what those 4 tasks are?
I do not.
Okay. Well, we're going to go to the sponsors. The sponsors.
Good.
Give me one.
To go to a meeting
elsewhere. Okay.
He has to perform some functions for the clubs, or for the donation, not donations, but donating at the time.
You said AKA work party?
Work party would be good.
Yeah. What's the next one?
orientation.
Orientation. Oh, there's one left.
Gotta have to visit other clubs' meetings.
Other club what?
Meetings,
A visitation.
visitation.
Board meeting.
And a board meeting.
And a board meeting.
Board meeting, that's what I was thinking.
Sometimes the board meetings aren't bored, they're actually exciting. So, and they're at 7 o'clock in the morning, so you have to get up early. Now, you have 1 minute to tell us all about yourself. You won't be fined for this, and you won't be admonished, but after this, you'll be charged for the time you talk about something like this. So here's your chance to get it out to the world. Ready? Go.
All right, I'll be timing this too. So I'm Scott Skinner. I'm essentially, you could say I'm from St. Louis. These are my parents. Happy to be here. After seeing all the things that the Lions Club does, this was a place that I saw, hey, these are the things that exemplify myself, and so why not get myself involved in such a community that you've all done.
You got 30 seconds left.
Okay, I'm a tourist. I like long walks on the beach. Poetry is my #1 form of just kidding. I was a wrestler, wrestled in high school, college, and I worked with Mike and Michelle Casanova at the Longview grocery outlet. And you're done.
Okay, Lions. Will you assist this, what's your name again?
Scott Skinner.
Scott Skinner. Remember that. Will you assist Scott Skinner becoming a valid and wanted lion in this club?
We will.
I can't hear you. So let's give him a big welcome, everybody.
Thank you.
We're done, buddy.
We're ready. Yeah. Bye, Sandy. Okay, so next up is going to be our next speaker with his special awards is going to be
The 5th requirement.
yeah, they didn't warn you about that, did they? Okay, well, sorry, not. Phil Olson, he's up.
President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, I'm here on behalf of the Special Awards Committee. For those of you who do not know the mission of the Special Awards Committee, it is to leave no good deed unpunished. So, first of all, I'd like to ask Lion Gary Hill to come up. Gary is getting the award because you have to get up pretty early in the morning to fool Gary. And I
don't get up until 8 o'clock.
I hate to talk about things that happen in the shower at the YMCA, but one day Roger Karnofsky was finishing his shower and he said, "Here, Gary, take this one," and he turned it back to hot. Well, Gary assumed that he had turned it to cold, so he turned it to cold and then jumped in. So Gary, you have to get up pretty early, but Roger did it.
That was pretty funny, too.
Next up, could I have John T. Claypool?
I don't remember seeing you in the shower.
If you came to the installation dinner, the theme was a day at the beach or a night at the beach, and John assumed that the beach meant Long Beach, Washington, so he came in his full clamming outfit. And it was an awesome sight. However, if I were a clam, I would say, get off the beach, put your bucket down, I'll jump in the bucket. John, you don't need a clam gun. You've got all you need with those waders, and it was awesome. Thank you. And finally, Mr. Tom Fulton, would you come forward, please? You wonder how past presidents, in all their collective wisdom, choose future leaders of this organization, and this story is going to cement that for you. Because you look for people who can speak clearly and concisely, give all the necessary information in a very short period of time, and be clearly understood. At a recent board meeting, President Ken called on Tom for a report from the concessions committee, to which Tom replied, "I got nothing." Best report ever.
Okay. Let's see here. We'll have this down before, I got 52 more weeks, so, 51 weeks, I'll have it down. Yes, Ron.
Do we have a second?
Do we have a second?
Do you have a moment? Do you have a motion? Okay. Yeah, I have something to tell you all, okay?
Oh, sure.
President who? President Acton. Yes. Al Palmer just told me that as a new boat salesman, he saw an ad in a Portland sailing directory for a crew member to help take a boat from Portland to San Juan.
Ooh.
He leaves Thursday. He's never been in a big boat. He's never been past the river. He's never been over the bar. He's never been 300 miles up the coast of Washington with blue water and rolling underneath him, and they will turn and go back down the straits and want to come to Anacortes. So the next time you see him, ask him how his sailboat experience was.
Oh.
Have you got the pound of Dramamine?
All right, for sure.
Tell him about seasickness.
So we're going to go into our drawings. Start off with the end of the month drawing out of the box. Lion past president Mike Firth.
Hey! Medicine cabinet!
The medicine cabinet. You got that, Dolly? Finally, that needs to be restocked. It's running dry. Next up, do we have a food? Yes, we do. Second VP, soon to be, you're right after me, so that makes you going to be first VP tomorrow. Darlene. So I have 2 tickets, a red one and a blue one. Okay, on my, blue? Okay. Because on my list it just says tickets. So what goes first, blue? We'll take a vote. Blue, okay. I just don't know who's who. No, you want me to see this? I've only got one eye now, and I cannot focus. Who wants to read this for me?
I'll read it off for you.
Okay, here we are. 2, 0, 8, 4, 1, 1, 3. Scott! There he is. Our new member gets to choose the joker out of that pile. Okay, our next number, while we're waiting for that, oh, it's upside down, is going to be 955653. Is that too fast? Steve Johnson. White Canes for Steve. Couple reminders. Next Tuesday, which would be Tuesday, whatever that is, July 2nd, the meeting is not going to be here. If you want to get together down at the lake, have at it, down at the truck wagon. Show up down there, have your apron on. They need all the help you can get, but there's no meeting here, so have fun. Board meeting. There will be a board meeting Thursday morning at 7 a.m. at Bob Paul's Cafe. So those of you who are on the board or who needs to make up a meeting or whatever, Bob Paul's, 7 o'clock in the morning. What else is there? Concessions. You'll come up next. Concessions and Spirits of Longview. We really need the help. It's always a busy, busy time. And look around here and you see that the people that are here hear about this every meeting, but there's so many more members that don't hear about it. If you know somebody that's not here, call them, let them know that, and they should know, but call them, let them know that we need the help, because there's only 60 of us here, maybe that, I don't know, I didn't count, I only got one eye for crying out loud. So, anyway, call somebody you know and tell them to come down, either Chuck Wagon or Spirits of Longview, need the help, it's a busy week. So, have a good week, thank you everybody, don't forget the 4th of July, be safe, enjoy, come down, help us out, we need it all we can get. See ya.